These are the plaintiffs Rudy and Leilani Lott. Rudy says the defendant, a good friend of theirs, watched their dog while they were on vacation, and when they got back from the trip, the dog was gone, just like that. He can't seem to get a straight answer from the defendant about what happened. Needless to say, they are very upset about everything and are hoping for some type of closure today. They're also suing for the dog's cost, $800. This is the defendant, Simon Green. He says he was preparing to take the dog out for its last walk of the night when she got scared and ran off. He called the cops, filed a report, hung flyers, and looked for the dog. He's sick to his stomach about the whole thing, but it was an accident, and accidents happen. He's accused of losing man's best friend.
Rudy and Leilani Lott, you are suing Simon Green for $800 for the loss of your dog, a Yorkie Terrier left in his care. Talk to me and tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, what happened was I gave the defendant my dog the night before we went on our cruise.
Were you two friends?
Yes, we've been friends about 7 years now.
Okay.
And we were on vacation, and we got a phone call from Simon, but we couldn't get through to him. So and then we kept calling and kept calling and kept calling. He never, ever returned any of our calls.
Okay.
So Leilani came home before I did, one night before. We decided to stay in New Orleans one more night. So she came back, and then she got the news, and she didn't tell me until I got home.
Okay, and what was the news?
And that's when she can...
Come in, Lena.
Okay. When I returned on the 28th, was a late flight. I think I arrived around 10:30, and I didn't know anything was out of the ordinary until I reached my parents' home, where my car was at. And I walk in, and my father didn't give me even any breathing time. Oh. I put the bags down, and he says, and I'm looking at my mother, she's on the couch, looking very morbid, her look. I'm like, what's wrong? And I thought something was wrong with my daughter, because she was in New York at the time. And they say, Chloe's dead. And of course, I fell apart, because all I was asking for when I first got there, where's Chloe? Where's Chloe? I'm gonna go get her. And they told me the story of...
What was the story?
What they found. Well, my sister, the older one, she had her husband, once they found this note in our mailbox.
What had happened? What was the story? What had happened? What happened? What happened?
Well, actually, I was getting ready to take Chloe out it was on a Friday. I was getting ready to take her out for her last walk of the evening. As I'm coming out of my door, there's a friend of mine which lives down the street. She storms inside of my house, and when she comes in, she leaves the door open, and she doesn't have any shirt on at all. She was drinking that night. She was intoxicated. And as I was going out and she was coming in, the motion and all the noise that she made while she was coming in, she scared Chloe, and Chloe took off out the door. And soon as Chloe took off out the door, I went to chase Chloe immediately. My friends that were around, I looked for Chloe from maybe 10:30 that night all the way to like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning.
And you never saw her again?
And I never saw her again.
Did she have a tag around her collar?
Yes, she did.
And did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
Or animal control? And did you let them know?
Yes, I did.
According to you, you're up until 9 in the next morning looking for the dog. Are your friends with you?
They leave about 3 o'clock, maybe between 3 and 4 o'clock, but I'm walking because I don't have transportation. I'm walking in and out of Genesee all the way down, even all the way to Thurston, just looking, because these are like my best friend's dog, and I understand how they feel about the situation, and it was like really hard on me to have to tell them, like it's like a child to them, for me to have to tell them that your dog is missing or your dog is dead. You know, so I did everything that was in my power to.
Did you post flyers?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and did you call the family?
No, I did text Rudy, but one of the reasons why I didn't call Rudy because I spoke with Leilani first. She was the first one to get home, and she had taken it pretty bad.
Yeah, but Leilani got told by the parents. How did the parents know?
The parents knew because I called the parents that next morning.
Okay.
Because she was going that way, and the parents live down the way that she was running. So I didn't know if she knew to go there or what may have happened.
Okay, so tell me about that phone call. So you call the parents and you tell them what?
I tell them that Chloe's missing. She ran out of the house last night. I was wondering maybe if she might have run there. Have you heard anything? You know, I don't really know what else to do. And I was instructed by Rudy's mom said, you need to tell Rudy. And then Rudy's dad said, no, Rudy's on the trip. Wait till they get home. Don't spoil their trip.
Right.
Don't do that. So
Right.
I didn't, and that's the reason why there was...
Okay, so Leilani comes home, and then you talk to Leilani.
No, the parents talked to Leilani first.
Right.
I did
They
speak to
tell
her.
her, and
Right.
then she calls you, or you call her?
I think she maybe had called me.
Okay, when you talk to her, how does that go?
It was very calm. It was, she understood what happened.
Did you say you're sorry?
I did.
Tell me about the note. How does the note come in?
My sister goes to the house looking for something after speaking.
What house?
To our home. And looking for something, looking for tags or something. And she found in the mailbox that note.
In the mailbox
In the
itself
mailbox.
of your house?
Of our house.
Not the house that the dog escaped from?
No.
And show me here's the note. It says, sorry to bring you bad news, but we found your dog hit by a car. Did the tag have your phone number or your address on it?
It had phone number and address.
And address. Found your dog hit by a car on Genesee Street and Brooks Avenue. Your dog's body will be at Animal Control on Brown Street. You can call 311 for more information. Sorry about your lose, I guess I meant loss. City of Rochester service truck. So the person, whoever wrote this, let's assume there's only two things. This is true, this is not true.
Right.
If it's true, whoever wrote it was the driver of a City of Rochester service truck who claims that he brought the dog's remains to Animal Control
Right.
on Brown Street. Did you go to Animal Control?
Oh, we called. I called a supervisor because that, you can see, is a torn piece of paper. That's not official. And I was wondering about that.
Well, and plus the person didn't put my name is X and here's my phone number.
And here's my phone number. So I was like, first I thought someone stole her. They found her, they stole her, they wanted to keep her. She's a beautiful dog.
She's a very pretty dog.
Thank you.
And I got to tell you, I still think someone stole her.
Really?
Yeah, she's too cute. When you went to Animal Control, what happened?
Well, I didn't go to Animal Control.
Your mom
By
called?
that time, it was 7 days, since she's been gone. You can see the date. My sister's husband did. And the Animal Control stayed overtime looking through 43 bags of deceased animals looking for our dog.
Right.
And they got a lot of phone calls. They were feeling like they were being harassed at some point because we were really searching for her because this is what the note says.
So you want closure. You want to know what happened.
Absolutely.
Right.
And what I have a problem with Mr. Green about.
Oh, well, we'll talk about Mr. Green in
Okay.
a second. I want to know what happened. So they
Okay.
looked through all the bags and they couldn't find her remains.
They couldn't find her remains. And
Do you think this is the hoax of some kind?
at first I thought someone had her, and that's why I put out the flyer for the reward. And then I was going to keep upping it, if I could, to just let them know all I want is my dog. You can have the money. I don't even want to ask any questions. I put that in the note, It was really devastating because I had to tell my daughter when she came back.
How old's
after
your
a month.
daughter?
She's 12.
Oh,
And she literally jumped out the car. I had to hold on to her. She was so upset. Couldn't even get her out the parking lot of the airport. So it was devastating, and I really didn't feel like I could move forward, after it. So we ended up buying
Rudy,
another
did you
dog.
speak with your friend Simon when you came home?
Your Honor, I tried to call him at least twice. I didn't call anymore after that. Not one time did he return my phone call. I even, I texted him on one of my speakers. He had some speakers of mine that he borrowed for a party, and I wanted them back, and he had them ready for me. I thought he would be there so we could talk. He wasn't there.
How is it you're avoiding Rudy?
Not the fact I'm avoiding Rudy, but I was simply instructed by Leilani that to give Rudy some time to cool off and, to get things on. I did text Rudy. I said, Rudy, I'm ready to talk whenever you are, and I
That was
never...
last
Wait,
week.
are you saying Leilani told you to leave him alone?
Yes, she did. She said to give him some time because I think he's going to be more upset than he's going to probably take it harder than I did. So I did speak with...
I mean, at some point, don't you think you owe it to the,
Oh,
to
of
the
course.
good friend?
Of course
Okay.
I do.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Was he responsible for the dog getting out?
Yes, because he was still there when the dog was let out.
But he wasn't the one, he says, who did it. It was her, this drunk woman.
Well, he was there. He was still taking care of it, and he should be aware at all times where the dog is.
Fair point. You're gonna get
It was on his premises, on his watch.
Well, it wasn't his premises. It was her. He was dog sitting
But
basically.
he's responsible. It was in his care,
So period. Responsible no matter what.
no matter what.
Good intentions don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, once the dog was entrusted to him, he's responsible totally.
Going inside the courtroom.
Is there anything you'd like to say to Rudy now?
Yes, it is. That this was honestly an accident. You've been my friend for a very, very long time, and I'm sorry that it had to come to this. I did try to get in contact with you. I did text you, And you know me as a person, that I am not a person that will avoid you and that I will own up to any responsibility or any mistake that was made or anything that happened. And I value our friendship more than anything. And throughout this whole thing, I have been sick. I've even lost weight throughout it because you are an important part of my life because we're friends, Rudy. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. When you say, I'll own up to responsibility, they're suing you for the value of the dog. Can you prove that the value is the amount you're asking
Absolutely.
for? Can I have that?
Well, not the 800.
Okay.
This is the receipt, and these are the money orders that he paid for.
The total cost of the dog was what?
$585.
Why are you suing for $800?
Well, in the beginning, I thought, because Leilani had the receipt, and I thought that that's what we paid.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Now, when you say, I'll own up to my responsibilities, they're suing you for the value of the dog because you didn't own up to your responsibilities. Did anybody ever tell you we want you to pay for the value of the dog?
Leilani and I, we did discuss that some type of compensation that I needed to do, and I did say that I would have some extra money coming in, but I'm on a fixed income. I really don't have like that a sum of money to just give up at once.
What did you give? $5? Did you give $10? Did you give $30? Did you give anything?
We haven't talked since then.
Well, then why don't you make it your business to talk? In other words, if you're saying you really feel bad, look, you didn't do this on purpose, okay? Nobody believes that. But at the end of the day, you were entrusted with a responsibility, and you botched it. It's called an accident, but if I make a bad left turn and I hit a car, it's an accident. I wasn't gunning for the car. I wasn't trying to hit the car and get points, but I hit the car and I got to pay for the car. And that's what happened here. As much as we love our animals, they're property. And so she's suing you for the value of the property that you negligently lost by having the door open and having some topless woman and the commotion and not being sure that the dog was okay before opening the door to the crazy topless woman. And, at the end of the day, the bottom line is you have responsibility to make sure that the dog is secure, and you botched it. So you have to pay them for the value of the dog. You can't just say, I don't have any money. Tough. Now you got your pain and you got your debt. Now, according to you, you also paid him $20 in advance to take care of the dog. You were going to pay him another $50, but that, of course, never happened. And so you paid him $20 plus the $585 verdict for the plaintiffs in the amount of $605. That's my judgment.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, so the plaintiff has won this case. Come on in here. The defendant, what's your feeling coming out of the courtroom?
Well, I'm just glad it's over. I'm glad it's over. I value my friendship more than anything.
I heard what you said to Rudy in the courtroom there when you had a chance to speak directly. How do you feel that was received?
I really can't say. I really can't say.
I mean, what are your hopes for from here?
I hope that we can still remain to be friends and we can, move on from it.
All right, okay, we'll see. You head right down there. All right, so come on in here. You satisfied? You win the case. You win some money. Does that make up for the loss? Here, step up a little bit. Come on.
Absolutely not. It doesn't make up for the loss, but it does compensate us, for what we paid for her. She was an amazing dog, very soulful, and we do miss that personality around us.
Mm-hmm. How about the friendship?
Well, like he said, hopefully maybe one day we can talk, but right now it's not a good time.
You're willing to, leave the door open then?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good luck. Right down this way. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, the fact is good intentions do not absolve someone of negligence. If you are negligent, you're responsible no matter what your state of mind was. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.